The summer is kicking into high gear because June is here and it is loaded with some amazing book releases. So today I'm talking about the June releases that I am the most excited for. We're going to go ahead and go week by week on this one. The first release date this June is Tuesday, June 3rd, and it is a huge day. That is partly because the new Taylor Jenkins Reid book comes out, Atmosphere. This one is set against the backdrop of the 1980s space shuttle program. So the description, Joan Goodwin has been obsessed with the stars for as long as she can remember. She becomes a professor of physics and astronomy until she comes across an ad for the first women scientists to join NASA's space shuttle program. So a new life goal emerges. The book goes through Joan's astronaut training and she becomes friends with her fellow candidates and then a space shuttle launch. So anytime a new Taylor Jenkins Reid book comes out, you know that I'm going to devour it. I have kind of a hot take here. I actually have really enjoyed her backlist romance books more than I have enjoyed her newer historical fiction books. Don't get me wrong, like the historical fiction ones are like a 4-star and above for me. And I love Daisy Jones and the Six. That's my favorite of those types of books. But the books like One True Loves, After I Do, Forever Interrupted, there's something about them that just make me really like ugly cry. I haven't tried Maybe in Another Life yet, but I'm definitely going to get to that soon. And I'm definitely going to check out Atmosphere when it comes out. Next up is What Kind of Paradise? This one follows a teenage girl, Jane, who was raised in a cabin in Montana by her dad. She is homeschooled and secluded from the rest of the world. He rarely lets her go into town with him. As she nears adulthood, though, she is pondering what she wants for her future. And she's also curious about her and her family's past. Like, how did she end up in isolation in Montana? Where were her dad and mom before that? So all of that leads her on a journey to find out more about her past, but then also figure out who she is as a person. Like, she's only ever really known one other person in her life, and how has that affected who she is? So I actually already read an electronic advanced reader copy of this book, and I thought it was really good. I was super interested and invested in the story every step of the way. It's a literary or even like a historical fiction. This takes place in the 90s, so that kind of gives an excuse for like why she can't just like look things up on the internet because it's barely even coming of age quite yet. So it has a bit of a mystery component as well because yeah, you're trying to figure out who Jane's family really is. Like, is her dad telling the truth? Is Jane even her name? So I think there's also a ton in this book that's going to make you reflect on where we are in the current day and our individual relationships to technology. So I would definitely check it out. I think if it's going to be in one of the book boxes, it's probably going to be a pretty big hit. Also releasing on June 3rd is Notes on Infinity. This one is a debut and it follows 2 Harvard students who are propelled into the biotech startup world. They announce that they've discovered the cure for aging. So there's money and fame that comes along with that, but also an accusation thrown their way that could threaten to destroy the company they built as well as their partnership. All that kind of reminds me of the Theranos scandal that went on. There's some comps to Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow for this book. I'm guessing that's because the book is centering around friends who build a business together. That one is actually one of my like all-time favorite books, so I am definitely interested in checking this one out as well. And also on June 3rd is The Other Side of Now. This follows a woman who has a leading role on a hit TV show, but even though she has fame and a Hollywood heartthrob for a boyfriend, she is not happy. A lot of that has to do with her grieving over her best friend's death. So after having a bit of a breakdown at her 30th birthday party, she books an impromptu trip to Ireland, which is a place she and her friend always wanted to go. And while there, she slides into an alternate life where her best friend is still alive there. So there is definitely a lot to explore in this book. Moving along to June 10th, one of the other biggest releases of the entire year, Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. It is about toxic lesbian vampires, so you know it's already pre-ordered. This book follows 3 different female vampires during 3 different time periods: 1500s Spain, 1800s London, and Boston in 2019. So it's supposed to be really lyrical and atmospheric with some gothic horror thrown in. I don't really know what to expect, but I'm looking forward to it. Also on June 10th is King of Ashes by S.A. Cosby. This book is already slated to become a movie, as are, I guess, some of his other books. So I read my first S.A. Cosby book earlier this month in May, Blacktop Wasteland, and I really enjoyed it a lot. It was like an action movie in a book to me. So I'm working my way through the rest of his work, and so this new title is obviously included in that. Roman, the eldest son, is summoned home after his father's car accident that puts him in a coma. When he gets there, he finds that the rest of his family is a mess. His brother is in debt to dangerous criminals. His sister is just struggling to hold the family as well as the family business together. So Roman decides that he can help out. He's apparently got some skills that appeals to these criminals that his brother's working with. So he partners up with them in order to try and get the criminals off of his family's back. Also on June 10th, we've got a romance book that's coming out. Last Night Was Fun. This one is a baseball romance that is billed as like You've Got Mail meets The Hating Game. So, enemies to lovers then. Emmy is a female data analyst for a pro baseball team. She goes up for a promotion against her colleague, Gabe. She also gets like a random text one night from a stranger and kind of has a connection with that stranger over the phone. So I'm sure you can guess who that person really ends up being. I love me baseball and romance, so you put it together, I'm already going to read it. And I really like that she's like a data analyst for a pro baseball team, so go her. Moving along to June 17th, The Poppy Fields, which is the new Nikki Ehrlich book, comes out. Her book, The Measure, was a 5-star read for me, so you already know I'm really excited for this one. The book centers around a controversial treatment center for the brokenhearted. So in the book, they put you to sleep so that your heart may heal and you may move on from your ex really easily. So this book follows a few people who end up undergoing that treatment. It reminds me quite a bit of Eternal Sunshine for the Spotless Mind. So I'm really intrigued by this one and I'm eager to get to it when it comes out. And another romance I'm looking forward to that comes out this month is the new Ashley Poston book. I liked The Dead Romantics and The 7-Year Slip. I'll admit I actually still haven't read a novel love story, even though I own the book. I got it from Aardvark last year when it came out. I will definitely try to get to it soon, but Sounds Like Love is about a songwriter and a musician who share an inexplicable connection. So the songwriter goes home for a bit to deal with some writer's block that she's having. Everything at home is like falling apart. While she's at home, she ends up meeting a local musician who maybe might help her be able to cure that writer's block. Also, a really intriguing book that comes out on the 17th is This Princess Kills Monsters. It is a satire, and it's supposed to be taking on the Brothers Grimm fairy tale, The 12 Huntsmen. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, but Princess MacLeod is always having to be rescued when ordered to go on dangerous quests, thanks to her like pretty useless magical abilities. So now she's ordered to kill a king that she's never met, and she's like supposed to be betrothed to him. She's rescued by 12 huntsmen because, again, I guess her magic is kind of useless. Then a lot happens from there, and all the while she has to fight her growing attraction not only to one of the huntsmen, but also to her fiance's extremely attractive sister. So it's a satire. I hope it's funny, and I hope it's fun. I'm here for it. Might as well check it out. And on June 24th, The Compound comes out. It is a debut that is billed as Lord of the Flies meets Love Island. Okay, so set the scene. You're a woman and you imagine waking up in a compound in the middle of the desert along with 9 other women. You are all young and beautiful and eager to escape the bleakness of the real world. You realize that cameras are filming your every move and soon 10 men will be arriving if they can survive making it there. So what happens to the winners and the losers of this reality show? I'm guessing it's not a reality show that any of these people actually signed up for. It's supposed to be like really bingeable, like reality TV. It's also supposed to be a dark and dystopian satire. So I'm really curious to see how that one pans out. A few of the other really big books that come out this month, we've got a few thrillers from Lisa Jewell and Riley Sager. These ones, they're kind of hit or miss for me, so I'm not going to spend too much time talking about them, but obviously they are huge releases coming out this month. Another big release this month is the sequel to Lights Out, which is Caught Up. I think I'm going to begin my Lights Out journey in order to be able to check out Caught Up when it comes out. So wish me luck on that one, okay? But those are the books that I'm most looking forward to that are new releases that come out this June. Please let me know in the comments which new books you are looking forward to. And also let me know if any of these books are new ones that you had never heard of that you're kind of interested in now as well. Thanks so much for stopping by. Don't forget to please subscribe and also follow me over on Instagram and TikTok. My handles over there are also @BookTrovertBliss. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great start to your summer, everyone.